Folks, don't be fooled by distressed properties. I'll tell you what I mean and then get into the latest home prices and insights for the city of Toronto for week ending August 7th, 2024. The time is ripe for ads out there about distressed properties. There are realtors advertising, call me, I have exclusive distressed properties and I will show you the distressed properties I have that nobody else has. And there are buyers that are seeing this and thinking, wow, distressed properties. This agent has distressed properties that I can't find anywhere else. And the public are going to these realtors when the whole ploy of that ad, I gotta tell you, is just to get you as one of their clients. Think about it. If a realtor actually had an exclusive distressed property, meaning they're the only one that know about it, they're obviously, I would assume, working for the seller. The absolute best advice that a realtor can give their seller client in any situation, but we're talking about distressed properties here, the best advice would be, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you have a distressed situation, you need to sell right away. I could either keep it a secret and only promote it to my database, or I could put a Facebook ad or a Google ad together and only promote it for me to attract business, or I could put it on the MLS. I could get ads out there, letting the whole world know about it. Every type of buyer, every realtor out there should know about your property, because the most eyeballs coming to see your property is your best chance of selling quickly and for the most amount of money. Well, that's not happening when there's an ad, a targeted ad saying, call me, I have exclusive distressed properties that nobody else knows about it. But the time is ripe for that, right? I mean, just last week, I showed a chart where the power sales are way up 87% this year, year to date versus last year. So it's on people's mind. Buyers tend to hear distressed properties, power of sale, and they're thinking, oh man, I can get a good deal. Well, it's realtors advertising something that at the end of the day doesn't make sense. It's really just to attract you. So be careful about that. And if you're a seller and you are in a distressed situation, you should be working with a realtor that is going to get you the most amount of exposure, because that's your best shot to sort out your distressed situation. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. There's a link up here to my calendar. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Here we go, folks. Let's take a close look. City of Toronto for week ending August the 7th. Detached, semis and towns. I've got condos here for reference, but in this show, we're talking only about the freehold properties for the City of Toronto. But the spread, the gap between average condo prices and detached prices is about $909,000. We're going to start off with the detached properties for week ending August the 7th. 78 detached properties were sold. 20 of those were at $2 million or more. Now, let's keep in mind, seasonally speaking, this time of year, sales tend to trend down. It's normal. However, added to that or compounding that effect, this is, for week ending August the 7th, a long weekend week. The long weekend was right in the middle there. And sales tend to drop because the previous long weekend sales dropped. The previous long weekend sales dropped. So I'm just saying, think about that. The long weekend does play a factor in compounding the fact that seasonally sales trend down right now. So for week ending August 7th, 78 detached properties were sold. Average sold price came down from the previous week to $1,597,000. Average prices have been trending down overall over the last couple months. Compared to last year, 1,597 is 4% higher than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 10% higher. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. Both median and average prices have been trending down. 78 were sold, 32% sold at list price or more. So just shy of a third of the properties sold at list price or more. That percentage for the City of Toronto has been trending down. Listings, so the orange, those are listings this year. The blue, that's last year. So we're listing more than what we've been listing last year, but listings overall are trending down, and active listings, the amount of properties available for sale, so the choices we have out there, was trending up, then kind of up and down a bit, and from 1 week to the next, again, back to higher than what it was the previous week. And months of inventory trending up, now sitting at 5.8 months of inventory. Now, because sales dropped so much and active listings went up, for this week, it's a bit higher than we normally would see months of inventory, but keep in mind, long weekend showed sales coming in way lower than what we normally would expect. So 5.8 months of inventory, that's for the whole City of Toronto. Let's break it down into different sections. So 5.8, the whole city, many areas, some areas are outperforming the whole city. So Scarborough, 3.7 months of inventory. East York, Riverdale Beaches, 3.1 months of inventory. Etobicoke's at 5.6, pretty much on par for all of Toronto. And then you've got other areas. York Mills, Rosedale, 7.8 months of inventory. Very much different buying and selling experiences in the different parts of the city. Here's semi-detached properties. For week ending August the 7th, 23 were sold. 4 of those were at $1.5 million or more. Sales are trending down. Average sold price also down. It's now at $1,155,000. One of the lowest weeks. The third lowest week we've had this whole year so far. Compared to last year, 1,155 is 7% lower year over year. The median price of 1.1 million is 5% lower versus where we were a year ago. Months of inventory trending up for semi-detached properties, now sitting at 4 months of inventory. Here's townhouses. 14 townhouses were sold. These are freehold townhouses. 14 were sold. 1 was at $1.5 million or more. Average sold price way down from the previous week. It's now at $1,033,000. $1,033,000 is 5% lower than where we were this time a year ago. Same thing for the median price, 5% lower year over year. Months of inventory sitting at 3.3 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. Detached semis, towns, condos way up there, but we're not talking about condos in this show. That's tomorrow's show, but it's there for reference. We're pretty much, when we're looking at the freehold market, you're either going to experience a balanced market or a buyer's market. Depends on the neighborhood. In most cases, that's what you're going to experience out there. In few more rare cases, it's going to feel like a seller's market. I know it's a bit crazy me saying that, but for that special property that has so much demand in that neighborhood where rarely is a property for sale, and if the property is nice and priced right, you're going to get the eyeballs and you're going to get some buyers fighting for it. But generally speaking, balanced or a buyer's market, the opposite of what I just finished speaking about. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.